are going to be building tiny homes inspired by the Disney princesses in The Sims 4, obviously. Today we are here on the Hound's Head lot in Brindleton Bay because it is the biggest lot in The Sims 4. If it's not, correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure it is though. It's a huge 64 by 64 lot and perfect for us to have a whole bunch of tiny homes, starting with who else but the first ever Disney princess, Snow White. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Snow White is the protagonist of Disney's first animated feature-length film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, made in 1937. She is a young princess, the fairest one of all, whose beauty is defined by her inherent kindness and purity. I have very fond memories of Snow White. When I used to stay at my grandparents' house when I was younger, they had it on a VHS, and I remember watching it, and there was trailers that would play before, and the trailer I remember specifically being for Pocahontas. As for inspiration, obviously we're gonna go cottagey. I'm gonna take inspiration from this picture here, which is an actual picture of the Seven Dwarfs cottage and some sort of little, I guess, real life cottage next to it. We're gonna see what I can cook up with this. And like I said in the intro, all of these houses are going to be tiny homes. I'm gonna first switch it this way, and I'm gonna start with creating a tiny little bump out back here to create some dimension, as well as connect that with a smaller bump out that goes right here. That's gonna be our shape. Moving on to our roofing situation, I'm gonna start with a gabled roof and just pull it across here. Super simple. Next, I'm gonna take another gabled roof and put it on this side of the house. And I think I'm gonna raise it up actually quite tall. And then right here, I'm gonna get another gabled roof. And I actually think I'm gonna curve this one out a little bit. I feel like curving out the sides of a roof really make it look cottagey. Okay, this is gonna be our shell, I guess. Moving on to the siding. We need something cottagey, which would be a wall with like the line things like so. It looks like it more is up at the top and less at the bottom. So maybe we could use something like this. I think I am gonna go for this one at the top though. And I might even do like a brick for the bottom half. I don't know. Okay, this brick here I feel like works actually quite well. And then to kind of make it look a little bit more cohesive, let's add some pillars. Okay, I think instead of doing pillars, I decided to leave this part the white brick and then do the rest to match the wallpaper that we use at the top here. I think it looks fine. Let's move on to the roof. Now, the cottage does actually have a, what is this called? Like a thatched roof. I don't know if I'm going to use one because me personally, I do not like how the thatched roofs look in The Sims 4, but I will try. Okay, honestly, I don't mind the thatched roof. I think we're gonna stick with it. Moving on to doors and windows. Let's first grab a door. Now, the one that they have on the cottage actually just kind of looks like this. Do we have anything else like that one? Kind of like a roundish. I think I'm gonna go with this one here with the stone around it. I just think it looks cutesy and medieval, so I'm gonna use it. Moving on to windows. I'm a little bit nervy because windows on this siding specifically normally give me trouble because I don't know how to use them because of the lines, but I'm gonna try my best. I kind of want to add this little thing somewhere here. That'd be weird. No, I feel like it's kind of cute actually. Moving back on to regular windows. We could do the stained glass ones to make it easy for us, but I kind of want to use the cottage living ones. Ooh, wait. Something like this could be really good. Hold on. Wait, I kind of love it. And then on the sides here, we could add these. I'm not going to worry too much about the placement. Wait, it's kind of cute, but I also now feel like that this door doesn't match. Oh, wait, okay, kind of a vibe. I kind of like this. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I'm gonna add a couple of things like some flower boxes, maybe a chimney. Okay, cute. Let's do some landscaping. I think I would like some pine trees maybe to kind of give it that like foresty vibe. I can't go crazy with the landscaping, unfortunately, just because of the fact that all the houses are so close together. So it's gonna be some light landscaping. And I think I can see some sort of little like picnic table or something. I don't know. I'm gonna add a little picnic table on the right hand side here as like a little finishing touch. And with that finishing touch, I think that's gonna be it for our Snow White tiny home. Moving on to our next princess, we are going to be doing Cinderella. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Cinderella is the protagonist of Disney's 1950 animated feature film of the same name. After the death of her mother, her father remarried, believing that she needed a mother's care. He died shortly thereafter, upon which she was forced to work as a scullery cutlery made for her wicked stepmother, Lady Tremaine, and 2 stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. Despite the cruelty of her jealous stepfamily, Cinderella remained kind-spirited and internally beautiful. Ooh, I'm kind of inspired by this picture here. I don't know if I am going to be able to do it, but I kind of want to try. First, we'll start with our little tiny home here. I'm actually ooch it on over. I think we might be using some rounded walls for this, which are personally not my favorite to use, but for the aesthetics, I will do it. I'm trying to make a circle. Don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm trying. Oh wait, I think it worked. I don't know if this is going the way that I want it to go, if I'm being honest. Maybe we use the octagonal rooms instead of this. I just feel like the actual rounded rooms are just far too long. I'm trying to figure out the roofing now. Not entirely sure what I'm doing, but it's something. Did I kind of cook? I feel like I cooked a little bit. It's giving castle, kind of, sorta. I think it's cute, and I think it's kind of a vibe. Okay, cute. Let's move on to the siding. I would like to do a brick, kind of medieval vibe, but I would like to keep it a blue color. I'm gonna use this blue brick from the Country Living kit because I like it and I think it's cute. As for the roof, possibly we could add a little glass roof somewhere. We'll see though. Let's just do a little black roof, I think. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I might actually though do these ones up here a blue. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do what I did here. Moving on to a roof trim. Ooh, I kind of like this. And I feel like it looks cute from there as well. As for a door, I think I want something medieval looking, but definitely castle-like. I like this one here with the window. I think it's super cute. Moving on to windows. Not entirely sure what I want to do. Probably something just basic. Ooh, maybe these here with the blue accent. I think I like the windows, but I don't think I like the blue. Yeah, let's just do white. And I did like the idea that chat suggested that I add a little bit of a glass roof somewhere to, you know, represent the glass slipper. I was thinking a little like overhang situation. Ignore how comically large this is about to be. Let's add a little glass roof right here. Okay, wait, cute. I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of cute. I feel like we could use some pillars. Okay, wait, cute. Wait, I actually like this a lot. So I'm gonna add some little like vine flowers around the bottom of the tower here. Ooh, wait, what if we used this instead of what we have? Ooh, wait, I kind of like that more. I think we can get some cute landscaping down. All right, now that we've got the landscaping down, I kind of want to add something to the top of these like castle peak. I don't know what. Probably one of these little like pointy thing. Okay, wait, kind of a vibe. Is the bell weird or is the bell, I feel like it's kind of a vibe. As a finishing touch, I want to add a little clothing rack, I think, because, you know, Cinderella has to do her chores. So we're gonna give her a little clothing rack or clothing line, maybe some tiny planter boxes as well. Oh, a pumpkin. Oh my God, you're so right. Hold on. Perfect. We could do little orange and white pumpkins all over the place. And with those finishing touches, here is our Cinderella inspired tiny home all complete. I really, really like this one a lot. Let's move on to our next princess, which is going to be Aurora, aka Sleeping Beauty. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Princess Aurora is the protagonist of Disney's 1959 animated feature film Sleeping Beauty. She is the daughter of King Stephen and Queen Leah. On the day of her christening, Aurora was cursed to die. Damn. Hold on. On the day of her christening, Aurora was cursed to die by the evil fairy Maleficent. Due to the efforts of 3 good fairies, the curse was altered to instead draw Aurora into a deep sleep that could only be broken by true love's kiss. I think this is going to be another cottage one. So from what I can see here, it looks like it's actually growing out of the side of like a tree trunk. I don't think we're going to be able to make it bar for bar exactly the same, but I could try. We'll see what I can do. Once again, gonna scooch this over. I also think I'm gonna move it to the side. Perfect. Now for this one, it looks like there is a little bump out that goes at the top here and a little bump out here for the front door. As for a tree, maybe we could put one like draping over. I don't know. Okay, well, I like the tray idea. Let's put it back here though so we can actually put a roof on this house. So the roof that they've got looks just kind of like your average gabled, but kind of high up. I mean, it kind of just looks like this, honestly. And it's quite tall. And then this up here also has a little roof as well. It has a very light thatched roof. So I'm going to try to copy that. And then there is, I'm going to add this just so that I don't forget. There is a chimney that just goes like, kind of big actually, that just goes like right here. Okay. As for the siding of the house, it's gonna, I think, look similar to our Snow White one, but it actually is quite a little bit darker. So I think I'm gonna shoot more for this color. I don't know. Maybe this like orangey color would be better. Okay, I decided to change the colors of some things, but I think this is looking good so far. Let's grab a door. I think I might go for something like this, maybe? I don't know. Ooh. Wait, this one kind of matches perfect. Yeah, let's do that. And as I can see, they've got some like stained glass crisscross windows, kind of like these. Ooh, let's do these ones. Cute. Wait, I like these a lot. Actually, what if we did the cottage living ones instead? Just because I think I want some bigger windows. Ooh, wait, these are kind of cute. Yeah, wait, actually, I want to add these instead. Okay, cute. I like how this is looking. I want to add these like red like rose thorns coming up the build because, you know, like Aurora, also Briar Rose. You guys understand the vibe? I want to add this along the roof, I think, just to give it a little bit more texture, I guess is the word I'm looking for here. Wait, I actually love that. What the heck? So cute. As for landscaping, we need roses. Do we have them? Sun rose bush. Those don't really look like roses to me, though. We have this. Are these supposed to be rose bushes? I think so. Maybe if we size them down. Okay, I think these are rose bushes. This is so cute. What the heck? I need this. Well, we can make a little like backyard. Hold on. I'm about to cook with this. Watch. And then this is where the tree can go. Oh, wait. It's kind of a vibe. All right. I think I need some terrain paint. And I feel like it would be criminal not to add these little fairy statues because, you know, the fairies that look after Aurora. And I think with some finishing touches, that is going to be our Sleeping Beauty tiny home all complete. Let's move on to our last of this row, which is going to be Ariel. Brief disclaimer, I did have to turn my AC on, so if you can hear it in the background, I do apologize, but it is so hot in my room with my PC on that I'm afraid my PC is going to overheat. So if you can hear it, I'm so sorry. It just is what has to happen. I might melt if I don't have it on. Please forgive me. Let me tell you a little bit about Ariel. Princess Ariel is the protagonist of Disney's 1989 animated feature film, The Little Mermaid. She is the 7th and youngest daughter of King Triton and Queen Athena, rulers of the undersea kingdom of Atlantica. Ariel lived through much of her young life with a passionate yet forbidden admiration of the human world and longed to someday experience life on the surface. So obviously this one's gonna be hard because Ariel is a mermaid. She lives underground. But my idea was to make a little beach tiny home. So here are some of my inspiration pictures. I'm thinking kind of like a shotgun style shape, but I like this and this. So I think I'm going to combine the two. So I have this like skinny style that I'm going to scooch in a little bit. And then I'm going to do a little bump out here. And I think this is going to be our shape. Starting with the roofing situation, I'm going to go for a little gabled roof, of course. And then on the side here, I'm actually going to do a slanted roof like so. Okay, cute. I like it. All right, as for color, I kind of want to go bright. For some reason, Ariel to me is like bright colors, so I do want to incorporate that. Oh, I feel like this is kind of exactly what I'm looking for. And then this side here can just be like a little white stucco. Okay, cute. As for windows, I think I want to keep it a little bit more modern. Oh, also it looks like there's a bit of a platform on this house, so I am gonna do that. Wait, hold on. The gears are kind of turning in my head. What if we add added like a big water thing underneath our little tiny home here. We'll do that later, but that's what's cooking up here. And over here, I kind of want, I don't know if I want it to be a door or if I want it to be a window. I think a door. I want like a big sliding door. That might do. Ooh, wait, no, this one is way better. Let's quickly throw together a roof. Oh, nice. Okay, cute. I like how the outside of our house is looking so far. I think I want to start working on the little water thing that I was talking about. I am a bit concerned on how this is going to go. Honestly, let's just go for it. I'm gonna start in there, just the deepest part. Oh, too far. I don't want it to be that deep. It looks a little funny. What does it look like if I add water? Okay, I spent a lot of time doing the terrain and everything, and I think, honestly, it looks pretty good, in my opinion. It obviously looks a bit odd because it's not a sand lot, but I think it looks as good as it can. Let's continue with our little build here. For the deck here, I think I just want to do a wood, like so. And I would really like to add some lounge chairs. Ooh, these blue ones are perfect. A little mermaid beach blanket as like a rug. This little thing kind of acts as like a makeshift surfboard. I'm honestly not sure what else to add, so I think I'm going to call it here. This is our little mermaid tiny home all complete. I really like it. It's definitely a contrast to the other houses we've made so far, but I like it. Let's move on to our next princess, which is going to be Belle. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Belle is the female protagonist of Disney's 1991 animated feature film Beauty and the Beast. She is the only daughter of Maurice, an inventor with whom she resides in a small French village. The townsfolk label Belle as an outcast because of her free spirit. She is also a proud, I hate that word, but bibliophile? I don't like that. Her favorite genre being fantasy and adventure. Belle's passion for fantastical stories, coupled with her outcast status, left her yearning for a life of adventure outside her small village. I think I want to take inspiration from Belle's house from the movie, which is kind of giving cottagey. Also, why does she have so many chimneys? What's going on? Let's see what I can come up with. I think I'm gonna scooch this. I'm actually gonna flip it and then I think scooch it over because I'm going to add a little bump out here for the door. And honestly, I think that is the shape. It's just like an L. Let's start with this side here, which is just your standard gabled roof. Pretty tall though. And then this one here actually has a weird roof. It kind of looks like this one. Okay, so the top part is kind of like square and then the bottom half kind of comes in. I'm not entirely sure how to do this. Wait, kind of. I hate this actually. I think this is as good as we're gonna get it, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's pull this up on a big platform because she's got like a big grand staircase. Well, I guess not grand, but a staircase nonetheless that leads up to her front door. Let's add a little, I guess, porch to accommodate this large staircase. I think that's kind of the shell down. Let's get on to the cosmetics. Starting with the walls and floors, I can see that Belle's house is kind of, it's like a white brick, which is easy enough. Actually, the brick looks a little more chunky, so maybe we go with this one instead. Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna have to cover up this foundation somehow. It does look though like she's got like a cellar. Now, we're not really gonna be able to recreate that, but I can add the part of the house that it's attached to by using a roof as a little wall, I guess. Okay, cute. Moving on to the roof color. Her roof is an orangey color. Honestly, kind of like that. And I'm probably gonna do either another orange or like a brown roof trim. This one will do. And as for the chimney, maybe I'll just do the one for my sanity. I think I'm gonna change the siding to a smaller brick again, just so that it can maybe somewhat match our base of our house a little bit better. I feel like it's worse. I don't know what to do. Maybe actually putting it on something like this is better. I feel like it actually looks a little bit better. Moving on to windows and doors. The windows that she has are actually green, interestingly enough, which I think the cottage living doors come in green. Or sorry, windows. Ooh, wait, that's perfect. stunning. They have a little dormer or something like this. I don't know. I can't find one with the orange roof except for this. So I think I'm going to do this and then I'm going to put a green window on that. Okay, I think I did it. I also see that this front part here does have some lines on it. Let's see. Maybe I can do it with some pillars. That doesn't look so bad. Sure. Okay, cute. I have faith in this house all of a sudden. I see one of these on top of her roof, which I definitely need to add. I almost forgot about their front door, but don't worry. It seems like they just have a little brown door. Nothing crazy. I think I'm just gonna go with this little door here. Actually, I might do a little like makeshift situation to create this like double door effect. Yeah, I like it. I feel like we could use a window here, even though there isn't one on the house. I feel like we could probably use one. I'm gonna move on to some decoration and do some things like some little like flower boxes. Looks like they have like a little red maple tree of some sort in the front, which I kind of want to add, but all these trees are just so large. I mean, I could add this one, I guess. I'm gonna do some more like vines crawling up the house like we did on Aurora's. I added a little bench as well as obviously some landscaping and a little chair up here. I do want to maybe find some books from the Book Nook kit. I'm gonna add a little stack of books out here, maybe a really tall stack down there. And I think with that, this is going to be our Belle tiny home. I think it turned out so cute. Moving on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Miss Jasmine. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Princess Jasmine is the deuteragonist of Disney's 1992 animated feature film Aladdin. She is the independent and rebellious princess of Agrabah, a Middle Eastern kingdom ruled by her father, the Sultan. As the future sultana, Jasmine has a strong sense of obligation to her kingdom. Because of outdated laws, she was forbidden to go beyond the palace walls and forced to follow unjust practices. Refusing to be treated like a sheltered object, Jasmine desperately aspires to diverge from her societal confines to live a life where she is free to make her own choices. I have a feeling that this one's going to be a little hard. Well, the only thing I could find that looks even somewhat doable is this play set. I think I'm going to try my best to recreate something like this. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, pretty sure this one's going to be difficult. So to start, I'm actually going to flip this build, I think, and actually make it a little smaller. And then I'm going to quickly grab a rounded wall. So I think I'm gonna have this start off as our shell, I guess. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do next. What can I do for a rounded roof? Let's see what I can do. Can I make like a fully circular roof? I mean, yeah, I can. Does that look kind of weird? Yes. What if I did this and we called it a day? Thoughts? I don't know what I'm doing with this build. This is definitely the hardest so far. I don't want to spend forever on this. So let's get a move on. I do want to use some fun colors. I think I want to use somewhat of like a stucco. I don't know. Let's see some fun colors, shall we? I kind of like the stucco. And then I know that the other side, technically this part of the little like playhouse that I'm referencing is I think it's supposed to be like a closet on the outside of the build. I don't know what's that about, but I think I would like to actually make it purple. Is it kind of weird? Yes. Do I hate it? No. Let's do the roof, maybe a yellow color. Okay, that's actually not bad. I don't hate it. Ooh, okay, wait. I feel like it's starting to look like the playset. As weird as it is definitely starting to look like the playset. Okay, I mean, it's something. That's for sure. Let's do a door. Kind of like this door. I think I'm gonna go for it. As for windows though, I really don't even know where to start, honestly. Honestly, why do I feel like these windows might work? Okay, wait, why am I kind of starting to like it a little bit? I can't put a railing up here, unfortunately, because we don't have rounded railings. So this is a bit of a hazard, but it's fine. Sims won't jump off of it anyways. And as for the rest, I feel like we just need some landscaping. Well, I think I'm gonna call it there with the Jasmine tiny home. I mean, honestly, I don't hate it. I think it's definitely out there, but I feel like it's kind of fun. If you hate it, I do apologize. I kind of like it though. I I can't lie. Let's move on to our next princess, which is going to be Pocahontas. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Pocahontas is the protagonist of Disney's 1995 animated feature film of the same name. She is the daughter of Chief Powhatan. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm so sorry if I'm not. The leader of the Native American tribe in Virginia. With a willfully bold spirit, she formed a forbidden friendship with an English settler named John Smith, with whom she would fall in love. Unfortunately, a difference in values sparks a war between the natives and the settlers, endangering her home. Inspired by her love for Smith, she is driven to bring peace and unity to the two worlds before a battle can unfold. This one is a bit difficult because Pocahontas doesn't really live in like a typical house. She lives in, I'm not entirely sure what these are called. The teepees. Yeah, that's the right word for them. I didn't know if that was correct. I think I want to make something that looks like cabin-y almost. This is a tiny home that is like based in the Rocky Mountains, which I don't know if that's where Virginia is, but I think I want to build something like this because I don't really see how we would be able to do a tent teepee shape in The Sims. So I'm gonna go with something like this. My headset died, so I have to have it on the charger. I think this is the first time I will ever film a video with no headset on. I feel naked. Starting off, I think honestly the shape that we have is already fine. I'm just gonna throw a gabled roof over top. Moving on to the siding of our house, I am gonna try to find something cabin-y. Ooh, okay, I like that. I think I'm gonna do that for the roof too, to just like, you know, give it some dimension. Moving on to a door, I would like a woody, I guess, I keep saying cabin. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like it is. I don't know what I want to do. I'm having a hard time with this color scheme. Maybe the home is too big. Maybe if I make it a little smaller. I'm starting to like it. I think it's cute. Hold on. I'm cooking with this little window here. I'm gonna add this little stained glass window of the fox. I don't know why. I think Pocahontas has a friend that's a fox. Or a pet, one of the two. I want to add more things from the Horse Ranch pack because they took a lot of inspiration from Aboriginal peoples when they made that pack. So we're probably going to find a lot of good things that are good decor for Pocahontas's house. Maybe not that much stuff for outside though, but that's all right, I guess. I'm going to decorate with like some barrels. Isn't there like a willow tree thing? I don't know. Let's just add some trees. I don't know. Oh, I also just forgot that I also forgot to do a roof on this. Well, there is a roof, but there's no roof color. So definitely gonna have to do that. Is it weird to do this? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's kind of cute. Ooh, what if we did it like this? Wait, kind of cute. Okay, wait, I kind of like that a lot. Let's give Pocahontas a easel to paint on. Every time I've ever done anything with Pocahontas, I do tend to lean artsy, and I think it's literally just because of the song where she says she's gonna paint with all the colors of the wind. I'm like, she said paint. And I took that literally. I feel like Pocahontas would love some wind chimes. I'm gonna add that to this little thing here. And with a little bit of extra decorating and some landscaping, I think this is gonna be our Pocahontas tiny home all complete. I actually think it turned out cuter than I thought it would. It's still pretty simple, but I think with all the decorating, I really brought it together. Don't know why I said that like that. But let's move on to our next princess. Moving on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Mulan. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Fa Mulan is the protagonist of Disney's 1998 animated feature film, Mulan. She is the strong-willed and tenacious daughter of a war veteran who strives to uphold her family's honor. When her father is called back into battle to defend China from Shan Yu, Mulan opts to protect him by taking his place under the disguise of a male soldier named Ping. Looking up inspiration, I can see here this is Mulan's house from Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I think I'm going to basically just kind of like bar for bar recreate this, honestly. So I'm gonna start by switching the house over. I backed it up a little bit just so that we have room for our little like porch that I'm gonna create. So I'm gonna pull the build up on a platform, and then I think it's like a wraparound porch around the whole build. Let's start with a roof. I'm just gonna go for a gabled roof here, and then I think we're gonna use the tools to kind of like make it a different shape. I'm going to use the little ball tool here and like do this. Okay, nice. It looks a little funky, I know, but this is how it looks. I'm just gonna place some placeholder pillars for now, just because I can see that there are a bunch of pillars. There is like one here, and one here, and then there are also one. Wait, how am I supposed to do the thing on the side? Hold on. Maybe I'll just do it on the front. Call it a day. To make up for getting rid of the wraparound porch, I'm gonna make her build a little bit larger. Okay, nice. Let's start with the siding of the build. It looks like it's kind of like a reddy color, which I think this is. Does it look okay as like an outside thing though? I mean, yeah, kinda. I don't know. Oh, also there is no railing here. As for the roof, it is actually blue. It's kind of like a dark blue color. Wait, yeah, that actually is so perfect. And then it actually looks like the roof trim is also a red color. Wait, I kind of like that. I kind of mess with it. And she has like a wood trim on the top of her roof as well, which I think I'm going to use this little item from Cottage Living to do. And for some detail, I'm going to add these little things on the roof as well. Cute. Moving on to the foundation. It looks like she's just on a rock. It's kind of what it looks like. So I'm going to choose something rocky looking if I can. Okay, cute. It's not exact, but it looks similar enough to me and I like it. Going back to these pillars, I want to find some red ones that match the vibe we've got going on. Oh, and I think these will do the trick. As for the door, she's got this like big red door. So I am going to follow suit. I love that we have so much stuff that matches. I was afraid that this build was going to be a little hard, but actually it's actually kind of easy at the moment. Okay, nice. I actually really like how this build looks. I think we just need probably some stairs. Oh, I don't think I have a stair that matches. Of course not. Why would we have a stair that matches? That would just make too much sense, wouldn't it, guys? I switched it up a little bit just so that we could have, you know, the stairs and everything match better, and I think it looks okay. We probably need some landscaping. Maybe these little like red trees or a red tree would be nice. Oh no, we should totally do a cherry blossom tree, because isn't there that scene where she's like, I don't know where she is, but she's like talking to her dad about cherry blossom tree or cherry blossoms or something? I don't know. Yeah, I'll have it like hanging over her house here. I think I'm gonna add some blue flowers outside of her house. As for the landscaping, I don't want to make it too complicated. I want to make it pretty simple. I'm gonna do a little picnic table underneath the tree. Maybe we could add the like little pond thing, like the pond item. Ooh, we could add back here, we could add this hot spring from Snowy Escape. I might size it down. I don't know if that makes it not functional anymore, but can't really see it, but it's there. And we have to add these little like dragon lights outside of her house as like a little nod to Mushu, her little dragon. Oh wait, these are sick. What the heck? Add one like in the rock over here as well. And I think that's gonna be it for Mulan's tiny home. I really like it. It's definitely a simpler build, but I still think it looks really, really cool. And I love these little dragon lights. I need to use these more. Moving on to our next princess, which is going to be my personal favorite, which is Tiana. Let me tell you a little bit about Tiana. Tiana has a last name? Since when? Okay, well, Tiana Rogers is the protagonist of Disney's 2009 animated feature film, The Princess and the Frog. She is a gifted cook living in New Orleans during the Jazz Age, with dreams of opening up a restaurant of her own. In a desperate attempt to achieve her goal, Tiana shares a kiss with a prince that had been magically transformed into a frog by a voodoo witch doctor. In doing so, Tiana also falls victim to the curse, setting off an adventure in the bayou to find a cure. Well, I looked up Princess and the Frog tiny home, and a picture of Tiana's actual house from the movie came up, so I think it could be interesting to build her own house, which is kind of like just like a regular like shotgun style house. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to see the color of it, but I think I'm gonna make it green just to kind of fit the whole like frog theme. I'm gonna extend her house back to make it a little bit longer, and I'm also gonna bring it in one to make it super skinny. I'm gonna bring it up on a platform, a pretty high one at that, because she's got a little staircase up to a porch, which I'm also going to add. I feel like this house is gonna be real easy and simple, starting off with a gabled roof and stretching that across, and it looks like it actually comes forward. I'm gonna pull her roof forward because it seems like it has a little bit of like an overhang situation, and it actually doesn't look like there's much overhang of the roof on the sides, so I'm gonna bring that in. Okay, cute. Let's grab a staircase before I forget. Actually, maybe the porch isn't so high. I'm gonna add some placeholder pillars because she has pillars on, actually it seems like just the front of her house here. It seems like this part actually doesn't have anything, so I will follow suit. Okay, let's move on to the siding. I do want to go with a green, and honestly the picture is dark so it's kind of hard to see, but I would say that it is actually green. It just looks kind of green to me. I think I'm just gonna go for this green siding here. Yeah, that'll do. As for the roof, it looks like it's kind of bricky texture. I'm not really sure how to describe it. I think I'm just gonna do something like so. It also looks like they have a little chimney. We're gonna add a little red chimney like so. As for the platform on the house, it looks like this part is kind of like a brick, and then this part back here just looks like siding, like the color of the house. So I'm gonna make it green. And as for the wall that goes around her little porch area here, it does look like brick, so I think I'm gonna do a little half wall. Maybe I actually don't like that foundation. Ooh, this one's interesting. Yeah, let's do this one instead. Got the little green going on. In the top part here, I'll make this little green color as well. As for these columns, it looks like they actually have some like kind of nice like intricate designed ones that are the same color as the house. I'm gonna sort by green. Yeah, these ones are nice. Please tell me I have brick stairs that are gonna match. Don't, I'm gonna be really sad. Moving on to the doors and the window. For their door, it looks like they just have like your standard brown front door. Honestly, this one will do the trick. And they have these like cutesy little windows with shutters on them. So I want to find some windows with shutter. Honestly, they do kind of look like these ones. So maybe I will do these. Now, I think to really fill this space up, we should definitely do a bunch of landscaping. Add some wildflowers. I feel like they would definitely have a cutesy little welcome mat. So I am going to add that. I also think, yeah, I forgot to do the inside. Let's add a little flower box just cuz. And I want to add this little frog thing, although it's like a little fountain. I feel like it's cute and it kind of looks like a little gnome. Gonna add a little chair on the porch. Oh, you're right. Wait, do we have fireflies? We do. Wait, I'm kind of curious as to like what they're gonna look like even if we don't have a water source. I guess we'll see at the end. But with that all complete, here is our Princess and the Frog house all complete. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Rapunzel. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Princess Rapunzel is the protagonist of Disney's 2010 animated feature film Tangled. She is the princess of the kingdom Corona, known for her long, magical golden hair. As a baby, Rapunzel was abducted by a wicked crone and locked away in a remote tower for 18 years, during which she became fascinated with the phenomenon involving floating lights that would appear on her birthday. With the aid of the handsome thief Flynn Rider, you know that's right, Rapunzel escaped her tower to learn more about the lights and pursue her dream of exploring the outside world. I love Rapunzel so much. I kind of want to try to build a tower. What is this? Rapunzel's cottage? Oh, shut up. I need to go here right now. Hello? Do you see this? This is the cutest thing I've literally ever seen. Okay, so I know what we're recreating. Starting off, I'm gonna flip our house over and I'm gonna scooch it so we have more room. So from this little picture that I'm looking at here, it is like a little cottage with a tower attached to it. I think I can make something like that. We will see. First, let me add the little bump out that goes right here. Oh, move this way over. What the heck? Let me see if I can find something that looks like a tree trunk. What if I sized up this item? Wait. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna cook here. I'm cooking. Wait, I'm cooking. Wait. I'm gonna make a little round part here. Perfect, thank you. Because I'm incompetent. I can't make a circle room to save my life. I need to attach a platform. Pull it across. Ignore that it's moving. Put this on top of it and then scooch this back over here. Why do I feel like I'm kind of cooking here? So this is our shell. Now let's do the roofing. Gonna grab just a gabled roof and slide that across. Another gabled roof and put that right here. And then this up here needs a circle roof. Wait, it's so cute. Moving on to the siding. Let's get one of those ones with the lines. You know what I'm talking about. It looks like it has like a little stone bottom as well. So I kind of want to do that. And then the top part here is just a purple color. Okay, cute. The roof is a blue color, oddly enough. And then the roof trim is like, honestly, like that. And this one up here actually looks like it's dark brown. Moving on to the front door. It kind of looks like a mix between these two doors, but I want to keep with that like round shape. I'm gonna look for a light brown door. Well, that one's kind of perfect. Oh, that's the one we're gonna go with. And as for the windows, it looks like they've got kind of like all different shapes going on. The one that's on the front of the house is rounded with purple shutter. Do I think we have purple shutters? I would say no. Maybe we do. We definitely don't have a window with purple shutters, but I will try to find a piece of something that looks like shutters. Yeah, they do have a little window up here that we don't really have anything like, so I will add the little butterfly window here. My life would be so much easier if I could size up and down windows. I think I'm gonna go with this window and then try to find some shutters for it. There is supposed to be a window here, and it's like a circular window. I don't know if we're gonna have anything like that, but we'll see. Maybe we do. It's more of an oval shape than it is a circular shape, honestly. I don't have a circular window, so I think we're just gonna have to make do with this one here. There's also a window like that up here, because obviously, you know, it's supposed to be Rapunzel's tower. Of course, we are limited. Wait, I don't understand why it can't go right there. I guess I'll move the window slightly off to the side then. Not super annoying or anything. I have this shutter item. We do not have a purple one, but this will have to make do. Actually, I'll just do a blue. Also, I can see that there are a couple of lights on the outside of Rapunzel's house. Okay, cute. I really like how this looks. I'm not seeing a chimney from this picture that I'm looking at, so I'm not gonna add one. I think I do want to add this up the side of it though, just as kind of like a nod to Rapunzel, like being able to climb in and out of the tower. Okay, cute. Now I think we just need a little bit of landscaping. It looks like it's got a little stone path, so I think I kind of want to follow suit. I think with a little bit of landscaping, here is our Rapunzel tiny home all complete. I think it turned out really cute, and I think it looks as accurate as I could in The Sims to the reference picture, if that makes sense. Let's move on to our last tiny home in the row, which is going to be for Merida. Let me tell you a little bit about Merida. Princess Merida is the protagonist of Disney Pixar's 2012 animated feature film Brave. She is a Scottish princess from the kingdom of Dunbrook, the daughter of Queen Eleanor and King Fergus, and the older sister of Harris, Hubert, and Hamish. Headstrong and intrepid, Merida challenged her kingdom's long-standing traditions to live a life of independence. I feel like this one might be a little difficult just because I think she lives in a castle. What if we made her like an A-line cabin? Yeah. Okay, kind of a vibe. I like that vibe. Let's do it. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this, and we're gonna put down a roof, and it's gonna be large. Okay, I mean, it's gonna be small, but I think it's gonna be a vibe. It does look like she's got a little bit of a porch, so I'm gonna throw that here. Now that we've got our shell down, let's put some siding on this build. It looks like it's just like wood, honestly, nothing too crazy. I think I'm gonna go with wood as well. I want to bring in that green though. Somewhere, somehow, I want to bring in that green. Okay, cute. I like this so far. Can I put windows on this? Let's put a door down first. Ooh, we can bring in that like greeny blue color with the door. Okay, a vibe. And then as for the windows, ooh, something like this could be the vibe. Okay, I like this. Okay, cute. I think this is coming along. Let's grab us some landscaping. We need like some big like pine trees, I think, to go around here. Yeah, something like this. Honestly, create like a small forest. Okay, we've got our little mini forest going on. I think I'm gonna darken up the ground around here as well. And then as for landscaping, I kind of want to do like an unruly, not very put together vibe, like some sporadic bushes and like little patches of grass, vines, and stuff like that. Is there not a bear sculpture? Aha! This is perfect to go in this build. Hello? How perfect is that? I feel like we should add a little campfire as well. Is it messed up to put the bird thing, or the bird? Is it messed up to put the bear rug? I feel like a little, but I also kind of don't care. All right, I'm gonna add this little fire pit, and then I want to add these little chairs, and I think that's gonna be our Merida / Brave tiny home all complete. I think it looks really cool. Let's move on to our last 3 tiny homes. We are in the home stretch. Originally, I planned on having these 2 princesses' tiny homes separate, but after creating the shell, I've decided that I want to do Anna and Elsa as a combined tiny home. home. So let me tell you a little bit about Anna. Queen Anna of Arendelle is one of the protagonists of the Frozen franchise. She is the second-born daughter of King Agnar and Queen Iduna, the younger sister of Elsa the Snow Queen, and the contemporary ruler of Arendelle. During their childhood, an incident involving Elsa's magic created a rift between the two sisters, leaving Anna devoid of love for many years. Despite this, Anna remained big-hearted and optimistic, although a little socially awkward. Now let me tell you a little bit about Elsa. Elsa the Snow Queen is one of the protagonists of the Frozen franchise. Born with the power of ice and snow, Elsa is the firstborn daughter of King Agnar and Queen Iduna, the older sister of Queen Anna and the former Queen of Arendelle. Throughout most of her young life, Elsa feared that her powers were monstrous. Therefore, she isolated herself from the world as a means of protecting her family and kingdom. Elsa's anxieties would eventually trigger a curse that plunged Arendelle into an eternal winter. Through Anna's love, however, Elsa was able to control her powers and live peacefully among her people with a newfound self-confidence. I kind of created a similar shell to our Brave A-line cabin, but I wanted to make another cabin a little more fancy. I haven't added any walls yet, so I think I'm gonna do that now. I don't know how far I'm gonna be able to go, but I'm gonna start there, and that's the inside. So I think I want it to be cabiny, but I also kind of want it to give Frozen, so I kind of want it to be like white, if that makes sense. Okay, cute, kind of a vibe. Maybe we can make one side of the roof blue, the middle black, and the far right side here a pink color to kind of represent Anna. I like. Okay, cute. Wait, I kind of like this. This is the only one that I'm really like freestyling here, I feel like. As for the door, I kind of want like a grand like castle entrance almost. Honestly, something like that. And for the windows, I also want them to be kind of fancy. I wouldn't mind if they were like stained glass actually. Ooh, wait, something like this? I think I kind of want to do this door instead. I feel like a little frozen butterfly would be so perfect in the middle here. Ooh, actually, maybe we want to do this instead of what we've got going on. Yeah, I think I actually like that a little bit better. Ooh, wait, that window's even better. Look at that. It's kind of giving weird, but I also kind of like it. For some decoration, what if we put these like snowflake lights in between the roofs? I think the only thing really left to do is put some landscaping together, and with maybe a little bit too much landscaping, here is our Frozen tiny home all complete. I'm so excited to say that we are moving on to our last and final tiny home, which is going to be for Princess Moana. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Moana is the protagonist of Disney's Moana film series, even though technically the second one's not out yet as I'm filming this video. So born on the island village of Motunui with an inherited love for the seas and voyaging, Moana is the daughter of Chief Tui and Sina. When her island becomes endangered by a life-killing darkness, Moana is chosen by the ocean to journey across the sea and save the world with the help of the shape-shifting demigod Maui. As for inspiration, I think I'm gonna build this sort of house here. As you can see, I tried to look up inspiration from Disney Dreamlight Valley again. I cannot build that in The Sims, unfortunately. But I can build this in The Sims 4. Looks like it's just like a little wood building with a straw roof. I can do that. And honestly, I feel like this shape that we've got down already is pretty perfect. Let's grab a hipped roof and pull that across. I think for the sides, I want to do almost like a shiplap. Like that is perfect. And I want to do some little brown pillars around the build as well. And for the roof, thanks to Island Living, we do have a straw roof. Ooh, okay. Wait, I feel like that one might be better. Kind of a vibe, kind of a vibe. I think I want to change the siding to something, maybe this here from Island Living. Yeah, kind of a vibe. Sorry, everything's kind of a vibe right now. We're going to be using a lot of Island Living for this, so I think I'm just honestly going to sort by Island Living. Looks like this house that I'm basing it off of doesn't really have door. At least it's not closed. So I think I'm gonna add maybe something like this. Can't really see very well. We could always just, oh wait, that's actually cute. Let's add this door. Columns that come with Island Living. Ooh, that is so cute. I like that so much. Let's add some windows. I think on the sides here, I want to add some big open windows. And then on the sides here, we can add these ones with the little like shutters. And I'm going to add 2 little windows like this on the back. I kind of want to raise this house up on a platform and give it like stilts. It's kind of like this. Yeah. Wait, I like that. That's cute. I love this build so far. And honestly, now I feel like we just just need some really pretty landscaping. Pat suggested that we add a couple of these torches, which I think is a great idea. Since we're working with kind of a small space, I think I am going to call it here for Moana's tiny home. I really like it. It's definitely unique amongst the other ones, and I think it's super duper cute. Hi, besties! I'm just popping in here really quick to kindly ask you to use code Ryeuasim when purchasing pretty much anything from the EA app, as I receive a small 5% commission when you do so. You can use code Ryeuasim on all of these titles you see scrolling by here. Once again, that's code Ryeuasim at checkout. Thank you for supporting me and my channels. We are back on our Hound's Head lot in Brindleton Bay with all of our tiny homes complete, at least the outsides of them. And we're gonna start back in the same order that we did last time, starting with Snow White. So obviously the inside of Snow White's has gotta be cottagey. It's a pretty decent sized build, honestly, but I'm gonna quickly throw together a floor plan off camera and then we will get to decorating. All right, and here is gonna be our floor plan. I'm thinking like living room, kitchen, Snow White's bedroom, bathroom, and then I even added a little basement so that the 7 dwarves could have their own room, because of course we have to include them. I think I'm gonna try to go mostly off of my head for these tiny home interiors, but for Snow White, my main color inspos are going to be red, blue, and yellow, but also trying to keep it cottagey. I want to try and use this floor from Cottage Living. And as for the walls, I'm feeling a yellow, but you know what? I'll look in all of the colors that I listed before, just in case I can find something better. Okay, I have a couple options here. I know I said yellow, but I think the vibrant yellow is a little too much for this. I was thinking we could do this one maybe, which I kind of like the trim and I like the pale yellow color. Let's quickly throw some doors around. I was thinking just like a wood door that matches the floor. I think I'm gonna go with these ones here. They're very cottagey. Now I think I want to work on a kitchen. I was thinking possibly in this corner here, but I don't want it to interfere with our little ladder here, but let's see. We'll throw it in a little like kitchen idea cube like we normally do and go from there. I really want to use this stove here. I feel like it's very of the times. I also feel like this fridge would be perfect as well. And for cabinets, I'm thinking we're probably going to end up using something either from Cottage Living or the Country Kitchen kit. Ooh, this blue is really pretty. That could be a good option. All right, so that's the little front part there. And then I think I want to do a little island in the middle here. Okay, cutie. Of course, we need a sink and maybe some seats. Oh, these ones here are perfect. Okay, cute. I think that's going to be it for our kitchen. Moving on, I think, want to add a fireplace. I was thinking right here would be a good place for it. Maybe even just something like this could work, because the other fireplaces are just so large and this is a tiny home after all. And then we could put a little like rocking chair next to it or something, or like a little chair like this, a little red one. Cutie. All right, I feel like this looks pretty cute over here. I do want to add some more stuff in the kitchen, like cleaning supplies almost. Like a broom. Ooh, some aprons. I added a little extra clutter to our little, like, I guess, living room and our kitchen. And now I would like to decorate up with some plants. But, like, what is a cottagey plant? I feel like over here we could get a little side table, maybe. Oh, this is perfect. We could maybe put some books on it. I'm gonna add a bunch of tiny shoes for the dwarves. And I think with a little bit of off-camera cluttering, here is our Snow White living room all complete. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I think I put maybe a little too much detail, but I think it looks really, really nice. Let's quickly throw together this bathroom because I feel like this is gonna take us absolutely no time at all. How do you make a cottagey bathroom? Ooh, maybe a stone for the floor. Okay, cute. And for the walls, I was thinking maybe a blue, maybe this one with the flowers. Obviously we need the bathroom essentials like a shower tub combo. We could either do this one or we could do this one. Yeah, maybe we'll just go full blue themed with this bathroom. So we've got shower tub combo. Let's throw a toilet right here. We'll do a matching sink to our bathroom with the little cottage living one here. Actually, maybe we could even throw the toilet next to the sink right here. This one's giving kind of like magic mirror vibe. And I think that is going to be our Snow White bathroom all complete. Let's move on to Snow White's bedroom. I think I'm going to carry possibly the same floors. I could change it, but I feel like it makes the most sense to do the floors the same. And before I do the walls, I think I do want to try to find her a bed. I think there's one from Cats and Dogs that I think would work really well for her. This one here with the quilt is pretty much perfect. I just really wish that the bed frame was different. We could add the new canopy above it to kind of hide it. I love when The Sims doesn't tag things properly and I can't find the other canopy. Oh wait, the red kind of eats. Wait, I feel like we should do the red. Let's do some bedside tables. And I almost forgot about the wallpaper, but I didn't because I'm doing it now. I think I want to do yellow again. Let's do this little flowered one, like the one that we used in the bathroom. I'm gonna add a little ottoman at the end of the bed here. And then back here, we should add a dresser of some sort. This one's kind of cute with a little bit of off-camera cluttering. Here is our Snow White room all complete. So let's move on to the very last room of our Snow White tiny home, which is going to be the room for the 7 dwarves. I'm gonna carry the same flooring from the upstairs to the downstairs, and I think I'm gonna make the walls maybe like a dark brown or something, a little bit more like cottagey basementy vibes. Actually, what if I made the floor like a stone maybe instead, like so? And now we need to be able to fit 7 beds down here. Should we give them toddler beds? I feel like the answer might be yes. Let's give them all like a little crate by their bed as like a little nightstand. And of course, this one has apples on it. And we can add a picture of each of them above their bed. Lastly, I think I want to add some sort of like chair or even a sofa down here so that Snow White can come down and hang out with the dwarves. Maybe, you know, read them a bedtime story. I don't know. And with a little bit of off-camera cluttering, here is our dwarves room all complete, which means finally we have completed our Snow White tiny home interior. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Cinderella. For Cinderella's, I'm going to go a little bit more castle-y rather than cottagey, but I think I would like a white floor. Should we do the parquet? I feel like it's kind of a vibe. I also forgot about walls, so I am gonna wall this area here off as a bedroom. And then I think one of these sides actually has to be a bathroom as well. As for walls, obviously we have to do some sort of blue, even though I'm pretty sure it's like this lifelong debate of like what color Cinderella's dress is supposed to be. In the movie, it's silver, but then in the merchandise, it's blue. So I don't know. I'm not Disney. Kind of want to use the same wallpaper as Snow White. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We need a door here and here, and then we also need archways here and here for these rooms. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with these like tower-esque things. Okay, doors and archways are in. I feel like first we need to figure out a kitchen. Maybe we can do one of those kitchens where like everything is kind of everywhere. Like in some kitchens in like the 70s and 80s, their stove, and even now I guess it's not just to that time zone, the stove is kind of like off to the side rather than like in a cohesive line with the fridge and other amenities. I feel like we have to use this stove from Realm of Magic. It's just too pretty. Over here, I was thinking we could put the fridge. I think I'm gonna use this counter. And then maybe we could do an island right here, or even kind of connected to the wall here. What if we put the stove here, the fridge here, and then a little thing here? We could even use the Realm of Magic counters. I kind of forgot that these existed. I have never done a kitchen like this, but I feel like this is gonna work. And then we could put a sink in this corner here. I forgot that Realm of Magic doesn't have any counters, which is just lovely. Or sorry, doesn't have any cabinets. And as chat requested, we're gonna add a little mouse hole so that Cinderella's little mice friends can come through. I feel like I kind of ate with this kitchen, not gonna lie. It's a little funky, but I feel like it works. I also am still not loving this fridge. We could add a little dining room table over here. I know we didn't add technically a place to eat other than the counters in Snow White's house, but since this kitchen is kind of funky, we should probably add somewhere to eat. Would love to use a glass table, but I feel like they're all gonna look too modern. However, this little blue table is perfect. And we can add 2 little chairs right here and right here. Let's add a nice chandelier in the middle here before I forget. Cute. Oh, To save us some space, we could use the rounded corner one here. Wait, that kind of eats. What the heck? Probably gonna end up using a lot of the same clutter from Snow White's. This tea set is so cute. Are you kidding? Definitely need to add some shoes by the door. Perfect. Gonna leave some cheese crackers outside her little mouse friend's house. I think I've spent long enough on this kitchen, so I'm gonna call it here for our Cinderella kitchen. Let's quickly throw together a bathroom because, like I said before, bathrooms take us like 2 seconds. Do some fancy tile here. And maybe we'll just do like a nice white bathroom. We'll grab this white and blue shower tub combo. And then over here, we can get a little sink and a little toilet. Big fancy silver mirror, some towels, also a towel for the shower, a carpet. We'll do a tiny chandelier, and that's gonna be the bathroom all complete. Let's move on to Cinderella's bedroom. Let's just do the same wallpaper in the bedroom. Not sure the size of the bed that we're gonna be able to fit in here, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. It's gonna have to be a single. This bed is way too large. This bed I feel is perfect. Little bedside table. You can add a little mirror, a little rug, a curtain for the window here. Get a little clock on the wall here. Some more shoes, and maybe some cross-stitching artwork. I want to keep her room kind of simple, so I think this is going to be it for Cinderella's room. Now, finally, let's move on to those towers. I think since the room is so small, I want to turn one into a closet. So I think I want one up here to have these things that like have clothes hanging on them, with obviously some clothes hanging in them, as well as right here is the perfect spot for a big fancy mirror where we can add a little ottoman, more shoes, of course. And then down here, we could add a little desk of some sort so that she can have a place to sew. I think it has to be something small. I think we're gonna have to use a side table and just pretend like it works. Actually, we can use a tall kitchen table, and I think a computer will work on it. I think the Sims can walk past there. So let's add the little typewriter computer, as well as a book about knitting and a little bag of yarn for her knitting. I hope this is mostly functional. Let's move on to the last part of the house, which is going to be this little section here, which I think would be the perfect space for a book nook. We could add a little library down here. Nothing too crazy, maybe just literally one bookshelf. And then up here, we could add one of these with some pillows. Okay, cute. And with that all complete, I think that is going to be our Cinderella tiny home interior all complete. This one, it was definitely a tricky floor plan, but I still think it turned out super duper cute. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Aurora or Sleeping Beauty. Okay, first and foremost, let's move this tree so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure this is the smallest house that we've done so far. Oh yeah, look at that. That is literally itty bitty. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting. I think I'm gonna keep it an open floor plan just so that we can have a little bit more space, because walls are just gonna cut us off. I do want to incorporate the top part here, but I am gonna have to use a ladder to do that because there's just zero way that it's gonna be able to work otherwise. How does that look on the bottom floor? Oh, it actually doesn't look terrible. And we can always move that if I decide I don't like it. I think I want the inside to kind of be like a mauvey pink color is kind of the vibe that I'm gonna go with. Also, obviously it's gonna be cottagey. We're doing Cottage in the Woods again. Cottage in the Woods Part 2, Sleeping Beauty edition. Let's do some dark chestnutty looking floors with a pink wallpaper of some kind. Okay, wait, kind of a vibe already. Kind of love it. This needs to be changed colors though, immediately. Where should the bed go? I don't know, maybe let's work on a kitchen first and then we can decide where the bed's gonna go. I feel like the kitchen right here would make sense. Obviously, gotta use that. I feel like I've overused this fridge, but I feel like it makes the most sense to me. We could use this. That matches with that, so sure, we'll do that instead. I think these counters would be our best bet, so I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna throw this in the middle, and then I want to do this off to the side, and then somehow connect this all together. Oh, perfect. Look at that. And then that right there leaves the perfectest spot for a garbage can. I would like to add a little island here, just a small one, so that we can put the sink somewhere. Okay, cute. Kind of a large kitchen for how small this space is, but I don't mind it. Let's space some more things out before I continue decorating. I would like the bed to be pink and cottagey. We could add this bed. I just don't love the wire bed frame. I feel like it's not giving, but I think it might be our best option. You know what? I feel like this one's the best. It's maybe not screaming cottagey, but it looks cozy. I feel like that's kind of like all you can ask, really. Maybe I'll actually scooch it into the corner for more space. Give her a little bedside table with a clock. And I would like a little lamp, like so. And then over here, I think would be a perfect space for a dresser of some sort. Ooh, okay, cute. Let's get some clutter going in this kitchen. And I think that's gonna be it for Aurora / Sleeping Beauty's living room, kitchen, dining room. There's no bathroom. Can we fit one up here, maybe? I feel like I have to make that the bathroom. I was gonna make it a cute little hangout spot, though. Would you guys hate me if I gave her an outhouse? Would that be literally the end of the world, or what? Let's make, like, an actual outhouse instead of using one of the regular ones. We can just add it as a little, like, addition to the house, I guess, like, back here. And we're definitely gonna hide it with some trees. Actually, I could just do a second one of these trees and size it down. So then inside of the little bathroom shack, I guess you could say, let's do a nice little like stone floor, like so. This toilet I feel like is very fitting for this room. Let's get a wall shower and a outdoorsy looking sink, as well as a little mirror. Perfect. Now she has somewhere to go to the washroom that doesn't interfere directly with our little house. All right, moving back on to the inside of the house rather than our little, I guess, porta potty. I'm gonna bring the same flooring upstairs, as well as, I think to make it easy for ourselves, the same wallpaper. And then up here, I'm gonna make a little hangout area for Miss Aurora. Kind of like a little book nook, somewhere for her to, you know, chill, in so many words. Ooh, this couch is so cute. We're gonna do that for sure. Let's add in some bookshelves. Kind of want to add the big one from Crystal Creations with the ladder. It's perfect. Need a little lamp, a little carpet here. We can add the same basket up here that is downstairs. And I would love to put some artwork on this wall. Not sure what though. Ooh, yeah, this picture would be cute here, I think. Yeah, sure. And with that, I think this is this tiny little hangout room all complete, which means we have completely finished the interior of our Aurora / Sleeping Beauty tiny home. I love it. I think it's really cozy and cute inside. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Ariel. Ariel's house is definitely going to be quite different than the ones we've done so far, because I'm thinking like beach house vibes, 100%. First, let's start with the floor. I'm just gonna take the same flooring that we used on the deck here and bring it to the inside. As for walls, I'm thinking like a turquoise-y blue color. That works. Let's get some doors down so we don't forget them. And this is where the kitchen's gonna go. So I think I want to throw it back here, starting off with a fridge, something like that. Ooh, these for the counters could be cool, or just the white could be cool too. Yeah, let's just do the white. I think I might do a little bit of like a built-in moment with the stove here. So I'm gonna do a little stove top and then build it in like so. Yeah, that looks good. Gonna throw a garbage can right there. And I think I'm gonna put an island in here as well. I think I've done an island in every single house so far, but it just makes the most sense. Nice. Maybe I even want to add some tile. Yeah, wait, that's kind of cool. Gonna add some chairs here. Oh, I just realized also that I did this the wrong way. Silly me. Add some stools. Maybe we can add like some sort of couch here, maybe. Actually, what if we added like some sort of radio or something like this here? Oh wait, that's perfect. Yeah, I like that a lot. Little welcome mat. Add some plants. Gonna add some fish to the wall. I know that it's like a little messed up because like Ariel's friends with the fish, but like maybe let's not think too deep about it, you know? This goes perfect right here. And with a little bit of off-camera cluttering, here is our Ariel kitchen all complete. I think I killed it, honestly. I feel like it's really giving like beachy ocean vibes, maybe a little like over the top, but I think it looks nice. Let's quickly throw us together a kitchen. I'm gonna use the same tile that we used in the kitchen in the bathroom. And I think I might actually even end up doing the matching wallpaper. Yeah, perfect. I feel like a shower room would kind of eat. Let's do a little wall shower here. Let's add a wall, a little window there. And then I think we should do like the full tile wall in here. Cute. Little toilet here, little sink here. Ooh, I love this bubble sink. Let's do that. Some extra clutter. I am not entirely sure when, but my recording stopped, unfortunately, but here is our Ariel bathroom all complete. Let's move on to the bedroom. I think this is the largest bedroom that we've done so far, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'm gonna use the same wood flooring that we used in the kitchen. And for the walls, I kind of want to do purple. Something about Ariel also screams purple to me, so I want to incorporate that a little bit. I also already have the perfect bed in mind for Ariel. I've used it before. This one here screams Ariel to me. I can't tell you why, it just does. I don't know when I paused. I'm having a hard time finishing this video, apparently. I haven't done too much, but I added this little starfish pillow. I added these 2 bedside tables. I added these curtains from Island Living. I added this dresser, this little ocean photo, and the little shell chair, of course. Let's continue decorating. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I had the recording paused. Definitely want to add this little lifesaver, lifeguard, life preserver, whatever it's called. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Is this a mermaid like cross stitch? Oh my gosh, it is. Would you look at that? I think maybe I like these curtains better. Yeah, I feel like these are kind of giving mermaid vibes. Oh, and we need the turtle rug wherever it is. Cute. And I think that is going to be it for Ariel's bedroom all complete, which means we have completely finished our Little Mermaid tiny home. Moving on, our next interior is going to be for Belle. So for most of these houses, I've kind of gone like off of my brain, but with Belle's house, I actually looked up some inspiration because I wanted to reference actual French homes from the time. So I think this is going to be kind of the aesthetic we're going for, like stucco walls, lots of dark woods, some tile I'm seeing, very like antique looking almost. And the little floor plan that I've done here is like living room, kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. All right, let's start with some wallpaper, shall we? I want something that looks like stone. Something like this kind of, but a little less fancy. Ooh. Okay, wait. Actually, I feel like this is kind of a vibe. I've never used this before. I feel like it's kind of too much though. Yeah, maybe not. Immediately I decide I don't want to do it. Maybe this instead? Yeah, I feel like it's a little more simple. I'm seeing a tile from the picture that I'm referencing, so I also kind of want to do one. Even something like this, I feel like is kind of the vibe. Yeah, we'll do this tile for this room, and then we'll do a wood in the bedroom. As for the kitchen, I feel like it would go best on this wall here. Kind of thinking of going with something like this for the fridge. I feel like we've used this so much, but this again for the stove. Actually, maybe I might do the matching fridge like we just used in Sleeping Beauties. And then as for counters, I feel like, I don't know, these I feel like might be our best option just because I feel like they kind of have that like French country look. You know what I'm talking about? I think, yeah, I'm gonna go with these. I did forget about the doors, not gonna lie. So let me grab a door. I think I might just use this one here. Yeah, so bathroom and then bedroom door, because it's the same as the front door. Once again, I'm gonna do an island. And this is perfect because it has that little like yellow cloth, so it brings in a little bit of that yellow color for Belle. And this will also be, you know, their place to eat. These stools work perfect. I feel like this garbage can I use so much, but I feel like it's the only garbage can that we have that to me looks like it could be an old timey trash can. I think it's just because it's made out of a barrel. I also would like to have some sort of like seating area, like even a couch maybe. I don't really know where to put it though. Maybe we use like one of these somewhere and then we could put a couch over here. I could scooch over the front door a little bit probably and then fit this right here. Yeah, I could scooch over the front door. I could also make the front door 1 instead of 2. Yeah. I also for some reason have the urge to make the door for Belle's room an archway rather than a door. I don't know why, I just have the urge to, so I'm gonna do it. And then maybe here, I kind of want to put like a cabinetry kind of thing instead of an end piece. I want to add some bookshelves in here for sure. Maybe we could even add one right in this corner actually instead of some cabinets. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Just right there in the kitchen. That's so Belle to have like books in the kitchen. And then I want to put that stack of books in here too, just on the floor. Cute, cute. And maybe some more books in a stack over here. I think I want some cabinets as well. I think it might look even a little bit better if this is white. Yeah. I feel like it matches a little bit better with the cabinets. We should for sure add a clock and a candle for Lumiere and Cogsworth. He kind of just looks like this, right? This is what Lumiere looks like. And Miss Potts. I won't forget about Miss Potts. Oh, should we put the candlestick on top of the books here? Wait, I feel like that's kind of funny. Wait, that looks so weird. Oh, wait, no, he kind of looks more like this, doesn't he? Because he has arms that are also candles. Yeah, we'll do this one instead then. And then we have this little thing. This is kind of what he looks like. We can put him. Maybe I'll size it down one and throw it on top of here. Maybe I'll just throw him in the kitchen here, kind of like in the back corner here. Perfect. And then what do we have for a teapot? We have this. That's not really giving Miss Potts though. This more gives Miss Potts, I feel like. Yeah, this here definitely gives Miss Potts. And there's even a little cup next to her, I think. Yeah. Oh, not really, but it's fine. The implication that they stayed as objects. Oops. I think that is gonna be it for our Beauty and the Beast living room / kitchen. I feel like it looks so cute and I can't wait to move into the next room. Let's quickly throw us together a bathroom. I think I want to go for maybe more of a yellowy vibe. I don't know. I was also kind of thinking burgundy or even a brown for the bathroom. Yeah, I could do this here and then maybe a brown or burgundy tile of some sort. Ooh. Wait, that's kind of cute. I feel like we need a better wallpaper though. Yeah, maybe just the brown. Sure. Ooh, actually, I feel like this warm, like textured brown is way better. It's like kind of giving terracotta. Let's do a little shower tub combo. We could put a sink right over here. This one here matches the tub perfectly. And then I think I want to do the fancy toilet as well. Hopefully this is all functional. I think it is. Do a little brown mirror. And I feel like we most definitely need wall sconces in here instead of an overhead light. Little hand towel, little robe on the door, and a little towel for the shower. Little rug, and I think that's gonna be our bathroom all complete. Let's move on to the last room, which is gonna be Belle's bedroom. I feel like we definitely need some wood flooring in here instead of tile. I kind of want to go for something like this. Yeah, that's cutie. This one green window that I just added, it might throw me off, but I don't know why. She just has a lot of green on the outside of her house in the movie, so I think that's why there's so much green windows. But I don't know, I feel like it's also kind of cute. I feel like it kind of gives it character. Let's figure out this room. I think I kind of want to do a yellow wallpaper. Maybe something like simple like that. Kind of have this like old like texture to it. Not entirely sure where I want to put the bed. I think a yellow bed would probably be best. I feel like the one from Cottage Living is like the correct answer. I also think this bed actually might be a little bit too large though. Like it's not, but I want to add more into this room. So maybe we just do a single. Ooh, this right here feels perfect. We could throw it up against this wall, maybe. Yeah. And then maybe build some bookshelves around this window. Okay, cute. Oh, yeah, a desk actually could go really nice in there. We might have to makeshift something here. Don't know if it's going to be functional. Actually, I don't know. Because what if we put this right here, take a desk, put a computer of some sort on top of it, raise it up a little, slide it here, and then size down the desk. And now we have our own little like makeshift desk. Wait, that's so cute. And I think even a chair will slot to it as well. Cute. I love it. Oh, it is floating. The chair is floating. I love this. It's so cute. Throw a little rug under there. It's stunning. And then over here, I feel like would be the perfect place for some sort of like couch or armchair, maybe even just an ottoman or something. I really don't want anything like huge. Actually, I feel like we need a dresser. This one's cutie. We could do that. Actually, this one to me kind of looks like the big one that she has in the Beast house, like the one that talks. So I feel like I'm gonna do this one. And a little mirror as well. I'm not loving the bed anymore. I think I want to possibly change it. Could just do the bed from the cottage living kit because I mean it's not like it's still gonna be the same length, you know? Yeah, everything's still very accessible, so she just won't have like a bedside table, but like tomato, who cares? And with a little extra cluttering, I think this is gonna be our Belle room all complete, which means our Beauty and the Beast / Belle tiny home is all complete. I really like how this one turned out, but I'm super excited to move on to our next princess, which is going to be Jasmine. I quickly threw us together some sort of floor plan. I don't really know what's going on with the lighting. It's acting like there is no roof in this part and this part of the build, even though clearly there is. I don't know why. We're just gonna have to deal with the weird lighting, I guess. However, I was thinking we do living room, kitchen, bedroom, and then of course a little balcony up here. I also looked up some inspiration pics for this house as well because I just wanted a good starting point. This photo is from Etsy, I think, and it's like a real life mimicked version of her room. I'm seeing lots of blues, lots of purples, lots of gold, dark like rich colors I think is what we're gonna go with, as well as here is her room from Disney Dreamlight Valley, or someone made a Jasmine inspired room in Disney Dreamlight Valley, so some purples as well could be nice. So for walls I was thinking we could do either like a blue, green, or a purple. I want it to be like fun colors. Ooh, this dark turquoise could be kind of a vibe. And for the floors, I definitely want to do some sort of tile that has like gold in it. Ooh, this could work really well. Yeah, I guess the kitchen could just be when you walk in. Might actually make more sense. And then we could have like a grand living room. I don't know what cabinets to put with this kitchen. I could put these ones from Realm of Magic. These are like what come in the set. I don't know how I feel about them. I wish that they didn't have like the weird thing on the top, but I'll give it a try. And then we could actually, instead of having an island here like we normally do, we could like have the kitchen do like a little like wraparound thing where like this goes here and this goes here. So then the sink would be right here. Yeah, I really want to add this sink, but I don't think it's functional. What if I just like throw it on top? I feel like it looks cool. I'm gonna add it. Unfortunately, no upper cabinets because Realm of Magic doesn't come with upper cabinets for whatever reason. Would the backsplash look good here, or is it too much? I kind of feel like it looks cool. I feel like it's kind of fun. Maybe I'll sit with it. If I hate it, I can always get rid of it. I'm gonna do a little pillar here just to separate up the kitchen and the living room. I'm gonna come back to the kitchen once I do this living room area, but I was thinking we could just put a couch right here and then have like some sort of table here with like maybe a little, I don't know, probably not a TV though, but just a little, I don't know, a couch. I was thinking something like this. It matches the colors really well, and it has that kind of like odd shape to it that the couch that I was seeing in the reference photo has. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with this couch. And then I think we have armchairs that go with it as well. Or at least we should. One of these little like footrests though could be cool. Here we go. Little chair here, little chair here. Yeah, like a little tea spot. Yeah, I think this space is nice. It looks very expensive. I do want to add some sort of rug, of course. Ooh, this one here actually might be perfect. Ooh, yeah, wait, I like that. I also think I'm going to get rid of this poof, or maybe even just put it right here. I also think I want to add this as like the front door rug, or maybe I'll even add it upstairs, but I want to put it in the build just so that I don't forget it. I'm seeing a lot of wall sconces in my reference photos, so I'm gonna do some wall sconces. These kind of remind me of like an hourglass, which reminds me of like, I think it's the final scene in the movie, so I think I'm gonna go with these. We definitely need to add these hanging lights. Oh, they're kind of, I mean, honestly, they work. They're a little low, but they're definitely giving the vibes. I'm gonna put these little lanterns in the kitchen here because these are cute. And you know, this can be where they eat their dinner, where they have tea, all that stuff. I really hope I can find some sort of lamp, almost like the genie lamp, but I have a feeling like there isn't one. Let me look on the gallery. Maybe someone's the genie lamp shop. Gonna say no. We might be able to get some sort of teapot that kind of looks like the genie. Like this here could kind of resemble the genie. Yeah, I feel like it does actually. Okay, cute. And I think with a little bit of off-camera cluttering, here is our Jasmine living room slash dining room all complete. Let's move on to the bathroom, which I feel like is gonna be super quick and easy. I kind of want to do, ooh, maybe something like that. Okay, I've never used that tile before. Ooh, this tile paired with this wallpaper, kind of a vibe. All right, let's get a shower tub combo, or just a shower maybe, or actually we could do just a tub. Yeah, let's do just this like fancy tub. We also might be able to fit a walk-in shower in here. We'll see. I kind of want to do this peacock sink again because I'm obsessed with it. Oh, this one is also kind of cool though. I'm gonna do this instead. But then I feel like the bathtub doesn't match. This matches a bit better. I feel like we have to do the gold toilet. I feel like it would be a crime not to. And you know what? We can totally fit a walk-in shower. And if we can, we probably should. And of course it comes in this gorgeous gold color. You know what? Who cares about it being functional? Let's put it over top of the bathtub. Put a little carpet in front of the tub. Oh, we can't forget a mirror, of course. This one here looks fancy. Let's use that. Little hand towel and a little towel for the tub. And I think I'm gonna put the lanterns in here again, but size them down. Okay, cute. That's gonna be our Jasmine bathroom. Let's move on to the upstairs. I wanna make this balcony accessible, but I also don't want to have to deal with the lighting being weird. What if we split this room and then put the ladder in here? So then it's like the balcony room. That's better, I think. I'm also just gonna add a little short wall around the staircase here just to make it a little cohesive. I also would like to add 2 little archways to get into this like balcony room, and then we can add like some fun beads to it or something. It'll be cute. These tile ones, kind of a vibe. I kind of want to use these walls for Jasmine's room. I feel like they're very fancy, but we could also just use the same one as downstairs. I kind of want to. Yeah, let's use it. And I also think I'm gonna change these archways because I actually decided that I hate them. An accent wall could be a vibe. Yeah, maybe this wall here could be an accent wall. Maybe something like this. Actually, that could be the whole wallpaper. Yeah. Wait, kind of a vibe. As for floors, I think I want to do another tile. I think I might just end up doing the same tile that I did downstairs. You know what? Let's do this one that we did in the bathroom. I think it's kind of cute. And I think I'm just going to carry the same thing into our little balcony room. Now, I feel like the bed has to go right here in the middle. I feel like it's mandatory. And I feel like this bed has to be the fanciest bed of all time. Preferably a dark blue bed would be nice. It is kind of a vibe. The blue, the heart bed is kind of a vibe. This with a canopy might eat. For some reason, we don't have very many swatches of the canopy though. What about that other bed that comes in the Love Struck pack? I feel like that's kind of fancy. Yeah, why not? Oh, wait, this bed I feel like is the one. And then a canopy over that. I feel like this is kind of a vibe for the bed here. I'm gonna add some beads on the door frame here. I'm gonna put this couch right here. What else do we add in here? Does Jasmine paint? I don't know what her hobbies are. She definitely needs a dresser, that's for sure. Ooh, we do need a cat bed for Raja, or some sort of bed. I kind of want to add the tiger rug. Is that an issue if I add the tiger rug? It's like Raja's bed, you know? Raja sleep here. I really want to add this as like a little vanity. Yeah, it's perfect. And then we could add a little ottoman next to it, like so. And she needs a dresser. I don't know. I really want to keep this couch here, but I also just don't know where to put it. I could put it at the end of the bed, I guess, but I fear we might have to get rid of it. Yeah, we'll put the couch in the curved room, I guess. And then we could put a dresser under the chair. I kind of want to do the suitcases. And then maybe we could add like a big mirror right here, like this. Cute. And then I want to add some maps. I know that we have like a map picture. Ooh, these somewhere though would kind of eat. We could add this right here, this right here, and then still add the map somewhere else. Ooh, right above the bed. Kind of perfect. I need some sort of ottoman at the end of the bed. It just feels correct. Ooh, actually this one's better and it's a little skinnier too. Ooh, and this one comes in blue. Perfect. Now I definitely need that little tiger plushie. Here it is. I think I'm gonna put it right here. Perfect. Look how cutie. And I think with a little bit of off-camera clutter, this is gonna be Jasmine's room all complete. And here's the little balcony room if you're wondering what that looked like. I do have an idea for something to go on the top floor, and I think I'm gonna move this up there because that just makes the most sense to me, because of course the flying carpet's up here. Duh. Also, I don't want to hear about how unsafe this balcony is, because I know it's unsafe, but The Sims did not give us rounded fences or rounded half walls. It's fine. A telescope sounds like a great idea. Perfect. I also want to add some clutter to the carpet, almost like they're having a picnic up there. Maybe a bottle of wine or beer or whatever it is. Okay, I don't want to add too much up here, so I think that's going to be it, which means we have completely finished Jasmine's tiny home. I really, really love how this one turned out. I think this might be my favorite so far. I also feel like this is the biggest that we've done so far. Yeah, maybe. Let's move on to Pocahontas. I feel like Pocahontas is going to take us a solid 2 minutes because it's literally a rectangle. Starting with the walls of Pocahontas's, I think I want to do the same as the outside. I feel like it would just make the most sense. And the floors should be cabiny as well. Kind of want to give that like handmade feel. She can use Aurora's restroom. Yeah, I was gonna say this rectangle box, I don't know where she's going to the bathroom. We could give her a bathroom. We could fit one in here. We could fit like a little tiny one back here. As for a kitchen, it's gonna be teeny tiny. There's no way around it. We could use these cabinets. This thing works off the grid, so I'm gonna use that in here because Pocahontas's house is definitely off the grid. Should we try to we should try to challenge ourselves to make everything in her place off the grid. I feel like it's not gonna be that hard because I haven't been really putting that much technology in the princesses' houses, but I want to push myself and make sure everything's off the grid. I'm gonna use this sink and I guess this oven again because this one's functional off grid. I think this is gonna be our kitchen area. Pretty small, but she does the job. We need a door for the bathroom, so let's make sure I put that down before I forget because I definitely will. I feel like this door works. Let's scooch that right there. I would like a place for Pocahontas to sit and eat, so let's find us a little dining table. This is kind of cutie. Ooh, actually I kind of like this one that's like bolted to the floor. Ooh, I like these little like painted blue chairs. It kind of looks like Pocahontas painted them herself. Yeah, wait, those are super cute. And it gives a little pop of blue. And then I would like a little living room area. Maybe like one of those like stove things. I guess it's a fireplace. One of these. Okay, I kind of pushed this into the corner here. And now I want to add a little bench of some sort. I don't really know what couch to use. What fits in here? Maybe an armchair might be better. Like a little rocking chair. We could put a nice rug under here. Let's add some fresh flowers to this little table here maybe. That's cute. Oh, I forgot that we need to put a bed in here. Oh, I kind of like the idea of this bed because it looks kind of like she DIY'd it, you know? And then we can still keep our little stove here. This can go Actually, maybe we don't have this and then we have this in this corner. We'll add a little pet bed for her friends. Little pet bed there. We can even, it looks like we even have space to give her a bedside table. Little crate. Oh, we can even give her a little radio. And then I think I want to put some like artwork up on the wall, kind of like she did it herself. Ooh, this is pretty. I feel like that's something that Pocahontas would paint. I feel like Pocahontas would paint something like this. Maybe like 2 paintings. Ooh, I feel like that's kind of cute. Throw this here. Ooh, I kind of want some like fairy lights. Cute. Kind of just place them with like no rhyme or reason. Wait, I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of cute. I think this is going to be it for Pocahontas's kitchen / bedroom, I guess. Let's quickly move on to her bathroom. Unfortunately, chat really wants me to just give her a pea bush, but I feel like Pocahontas deserves a bathroom, okay? I think I do want the floors to be like a gravel though or something. Yeah. And then we need to give her a toilet that's off the grid. I'm gonna go with this little toilet here. Actually, I'm gonna shove that in this corner because it's smaller. We have a sink in the kitchen, so we don't need a sink in here. And now we need a little off the grid shower. Oh, the shower's off the grid? Perfect. There we go. Oh, we can also just do that shower. Oh, or this one from the horse ranch pack. Let's do the one from the horse ranch pack. Perfect. And that's gonna be Pocahontas's bathroom, which means we have finished Pocahontas's tiny home. I think it's cutie. I knew it was gonna be simple and really small because of just the size of her tiny home, but I actually think it's kind of cute. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Mulan. For Mulan's house, because it's all just kind of one rectangle, I think I also want it to kind of be a studio, except for obviously the bathroom. But starting with wallpaper, I think I just kind of want to bring the inside the outside in is what I meant to say. And then what do we do for floors? What comes in Snowy Escape? We've got this flooring. I don't know how I feel about it though. Yeah, maybe not. I think for Mulan's house, I'm gonna take inspiration from this singular image. I really like the greeny blue and the red together. So maybe we could do like a blue carpet or something. Ooh, or is it a green? Maybe the green's better. I kind of like it though. Yeah? Let's do that. Before I forget, let's get a door for this bathroom. We could throw it like right in that corner over there. And then I think we could throw the kitchen maybe on this wall. Let me put a placeholder bed down just so that I don't forget that there's gonna be a bed in here because I did that with Pocahontas's room. This is just a placeholder bed for now. Also, don't worry, I'll put some tile down for the kitchen. I won't have carpet in the kitchen because that would be a crime. Let's go for this dark brown fridge. I don't think I've ever used this fridge before, but I kind of like it. Maybe I actually might even do white. Why doesn't it just come in a red? Like, why could it not just match? I don't understand why this is an issue. It's gonna make me upset though. For a stove, I think I might end up doing the same one that we've been doing. And then probably the counters to match. Okay, cute. I feel like that looks good. Let me grab some tile though before I forget. Okay, wait. Kind of cute. Kind of like it. I'm gonna use this little low fence to create some separation. Okay, perfect. I think I also want to scooch the bed in a corner somewhere, I think. I feel like it would make the most sense. Once again, this is just a placeholder bed. Actually, even like that could be good too. And then over here, I really want to add that like that kneeling table that comes with Snowy Escape as well, because it is perfect. I think I'm gonna go with this little black one here. Would it be weird to make it almost like a conversation pit? Like, what if I lowered the floor in here just a little? Don't think she can get into the bed though. I mean, I can make it a smaller bed and then I could replace the floor with that mat. Okay, cute. And as for a bed, I don't want anything too fancy. I think I like this bed. It's from Island Living, but I feel like it kind of fits. I think we can even give her a bedside table. Maybe I don't like the bed. I need a darker bed frame. I actually kind of like this bed. Yeah, let's do this. And then that matches somewhat. Cute. I feel like over here we could add some sort of like chair and such. I know it's where the bathroom is, but it's kind of our only option. We could also add like a desk over there maybe. I feel like this actually fits here kind of perfect. It's where you sit and wait for the bathroom, you know? I think it fits well. And with a little bit of off-camera cluttering, I think that's gonna be Mulan's bedroom, kitchen, dining room, everything. All complete. Let's quickly throw together this bathroom. I think I'm gonna do the same wallpaper, but I want to do like a gravel floor, I think, kind of like we did in Pocahontas's bathroom. Put a little shower on the wall there. Ooh, let's Let's give Mulan a bidet. She fancy. And I'm gonna give it this like stone sink. And I like this little mirror because it matches the wallpaper, so I'm gonna add that. Gonna get rid of the overhead light, and I think add the little lantern over the door and maybe on either side of the shower. Okay, and I think that's gonna be Mulan's bathroom all complete, which means we have finished Mulan's tiny home interior. This one actually came together really, really well. I was a little worried about the colors, but I actually think it's really, really cute. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Tiana. All right, here is the little floor plan I set up. So I'm thinking like kitchen, living room, bathroom, bedroom. Pretty simple. All I know is that we got to give Tiana a banger of a kitchen. First, let's start with the wallpaper. I think I'm going to go kind of just like off my brain with this one and not look at inspiration pics, but I definitely want to do green. Is this too much green? I feel like it's kind of cutie. I never use this wallpaper and I kind of want to use it today. Okay, I'm going to do this wallpaper and then I'm going to do brown floors. Hopefully that doesn't look terrible. Oh no, wait, I actually think it looks cute. And then I'm gonna put a door to the bathroom and a door to the bedroom before I forget. I think it only makes sense for the kitchen to go on this side here. I'm thinking like a cozy brown kitchen is the vibes. So like one of these, maybe a little bit more of a modern stove. Like so. We need more kitchen counters in The Sims 4. I'm sick. We'll just use these ones. Maybe we'll do this fridge instead. Yeah, that's cutie. We're definitely gonna need an island for sure. Maybe we do another wraparound kitchen. Corner, this, actually maybe this, and then this here on the outside. Is that enough room? I feel like it's not. Can I scooch over the front door? I can. Maybe instead of an island, we just do the kitchen like stops here. Yeah. Okay, that works a little bit better because I would like a dining table because I feel like Tiana cares about eating at the dining room table. Like she definitely cares about that. Let's get some upper cabinets down. Okay, cute. This kitchen is so cutie. Let's move on to the living room and the dining room for now, just so that we can get that out of the way. I think right here would be the perfect spot for a dining room, or sorry, a living room. This house, I do think I want to add a TV. We could add a little trunk here, and then we could add one of those, yeah, one of these TVs. I feel like is perfect. And then I would like a little green couch. I kind of want to add a pop of yellow with this couch. It also ties into the kitchen a little. I don't know. I feel like it's cute. I don't know how I feel about this trunk though. Maybe something like that instead. Yeah. All right. Now the question is, can we squeeze a little dining room table in here somewhere? I feel like the answer is no, but I really want to try. What if we moved some things back? Oh, there we go. I could definitely get a dining room table in there now. This is just a placeholder table. I'm just spacing things out. We could go right here and then boom, boom. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I said yeah like that. I'm gonna do this little table with the green legs. And I like these two little green chairs, so I'm gonna add that as well. Okay, cutie. I also hate this couch, I've decided. I think we also need more couches in The Sims 4. You know what? I don't mind this one. We could do that. This still feels weird. I need like a small side table, I think. I don't like that it's wider than the couch now. Okay, wait, I kind of like that better. And then we can add a little lamp next to it. Okay, cute. Yes, there's definitely a plant space there. I will add a plant. I actually kind of like this one here. Actually, maybe I don't. Oh, wait, I feel like this one actually works. Yeah. Cutie. And some little shelves too. Perfect. Now we need some crazy kitchen clutter. And I think with some off-camera cluttering, this is gonna be our Tiana living room / kitchen / dining room, all of the above. Let's move on to the bathroom. I think I'm gonna go for this beige, and I think I'm gonna pair it with the matching floors. Let's do a little sink, a toilet, and the good old walk-in shower. Get this little mirror, toothbrushes. I would put a laundry basket in here if it would fit, but it's not gonna. I do kind of want to put this in here somewhere. Maybe actually I'll just put the ironing board. Yeah, and we definitely need a wall sconce instead of overhead lighting. A little hand towel, and I'm gonna hang this on the wall as the bathroom towel. And that's gonna be our bathroom all complete. Let's move on to the last room, which is going to be the bedroom. I think I also want to do the walls in here green. I know in Tiana's actual bedroom, she has like green shiplap on the walls. So maybe we could do like a fun accent wall with some green shiplap like so. And then the rest of the walls can be this like matching green color. I'm gonna carry the same floors from the living room into the bedroom. And we're definitely gonna have to do a single bed. This room is far too small for a double. I actually think I'm gonna go with this bed instead. None of the beds are really giving at the moment, but this one kinda is a little. Oh, this one actually might be. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one, or actually maybe this one. I don't know. I don't like any of these beds if I'm being honest. I feel like this bed frame actually kind of works. It's kind of cutie. And then we could put a dresser over here. I'm gonna put another one of those coin things on here. Maybe size it up a little. Cute. I feel like I could add some really nice wall sconces in here. Guys, I can even give her a little pet frog. You know, she's keeping Naveen as a pet. And I think that's gonna be it for Tiana's room. I think I did the best with what I could for this small space. But with Tiana's room all complete, that means that we have completely finished Tiana's tiny home. Moving on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Rapunzel. I think this is one of my favorite exteriors of this whole like large build. Let me quickly put together a floor plan. I'm not really entirely sure how I want to do this one, just for the fact that we have this kind of like weird floating tower part. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I guess we'll figure it out. Maybe I might be able to create a balcony of some sort to make it functional. Oh, okay. We can get a staircase, remove the lattice, and then instead of this, we could put a door. Why does everything look so terrible on the rounded walls? Maybe it would be best to put the door over here, and then maybe we can like keep a window over here. Oh, we could put it on the side here. Does that look terrible, chat? I feel like it could look worse. So I feel like it's not that bad, right? It might not look terrible, but it kind of needs to work. Let's save and we'll have our sim that lives on this lot test it out. Everyone cross their fingers. Okay, we've got our little sim here. Let's see her go up these stairs, shall we? Let's have her go here. She's taken 7,000 years to get over here, but oh my God. Oh my God, wait, she's gonna do it, guys. Oh my gosh, it works. Perfect. I'm annoyed with this sim. She's constantly complaining that it's poorly decorated. I'm trying, okay? Damn. Okay, awesome. Now that we've got the tower to be functional, we can actually make a floor plan. So here's the little floor plan that I created. It's pretty simple. I was literally just thinking like bathroom, living room, kitchen area, and then I think I want the tower to be her bedroom. Starting off with the wallpaper, obviously I have to go with a purple. It just makes the most sense for Rapunzel. And for floors, I think I kind of want to go for like a blondish color of wood. Ooh, maybe like so. Yeah, wait, that's cute. Okay, I was thinking we put the kitchen on this wall here so that we could possibly hide this like tree trunk poking through. Here are some options for cabinetry. I think I want to go for the cottage living one though. As for a fridge, obviously we gotta go with this one. It's the cutest. We could also go with this. Actually, maybe we could add a little pop of color and do the yellow fridge. Yeah, let's do that. I'll shove the fridge in the corner here. Counter, 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 counter. And would you look at that? It perfectly covers it. I think right here is where I want the stove to be. Ooh, wait, I kind of like that stove. But then that makes me feel like I should match the fridge. Yeah, it looks better. We'll do that. I feel like Rapunzel would 100% have like a fun backsplash, like almost like she painted it herself or something. Oh, wait, this one's cute. Yeah, let's do this one. Think I gotta do an island again, as I always do. Ooh, I really like the pop of yellow. Definitely need some sort of stool. Do these little white chairs. Cute, cute. And I think I'm gonna come back to the kitchen once we're done spacing everything else out. Over here would be the perfect spot for a living room. Not entirely sure how I want to do it. I feel like we might be able to get like a cute little fireplace underneath this window maybe. It does look a little weird on the outside, but I kind of like this. And then I feel like back here, this wall would be the perfect spot for a bookshelf. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. And then we need some like big comfy couches to line the walls here. I think I would like something purple, but I'm not entirely sure what we have for that. Ooh, Ooh, that couch there could work really well. It like brings in a pop of like darker purple, but I also love like all the blankets and everything on it. Maybe we just do one couch like in front of the fireplace here. Probably for the better. Gonna use this carpet in here and just size it down slightly. Now I'm starting to think that the couch is just the wrong color. Ooh, maybe we'll do these little couches. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Definitely need to do these lanterns in here. I just feel like it's something that like Rapunzel would make since she's so artsy. This space needs a coffee table. Can't tell if I hate this or not. I think it's cute. I definitely want some sort of lamp slash light fixture in these two corners here. Ooh, I feel like these ones here are cutie. Gonna throw this on the wall here, the two little suns. I still want something like on top of the mantle though. Some candles or like a book. We gotta try to add all her hobbies. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but what if we added a green axolotl as like in place for, what the heck is the lizard's name? Pastel? What is the lizard's name? Pascal, like Pedro. Yeah, that totally looks like him. And I think with some finishing touches, this is gonna be our Rapunzel living room slash kitchen slash dining room all complete. Let's quickly throw together a bathroom. I think for the tile in the bathroom, I would love to use this here. I just feel like this kind of looks like the tile, like the mosaic tile that she's got on the floor of her actual tower. And I believe I used this back when I did those rooms before for the Disney princesses. So I'd like to use it again. It just feels really Rapunzel to me. And then maybe like a light yellow for the walls. And this will be covered anyway, so I'm not too worried about the tile looking kind of like funky. Grab a little gold shower. I'm gonna use the sink like the one that's in our bath or our kitchen. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. This bathroom is actually kind of small. This mirror, for some reason to me, is very Rapunzel, so I'm gonna add it. I wish it was the sun. Ooh, wait, actually that mirror is even better. It's kind of small, but I feel like it's very Rapunzel. And we definitely need some sort of wall sconce instead of an overhead light. And I think that is going to be it for our Rapunzel bathroom, which leaves us with one last room, and that is going to be Rapunzel's bedroom, which is going to be up in this tower. For the floors, I think I would like to do the same ones that we did on the inside of the house. And for the walls, I was thinking we could do this, as it kind of looks like the wall she has in her room where she paints the lanterns. Yeah, that's really cute. Let's grab Rapunzel a bed of some sort. I would like to do a purple one, preferably. This room is a lot smaller than it was in my head. Okay, that works, I guess. Definitely need an easel in here somewhere. This easel is my favorite and it matches the floor so well. I really want to add that like pegboard that comes with, I think it's like high school years or something. It's most definitely considered a shelf. Gonna throw that on the wall here as well. Ooh, wait, I actually like that easel a little bit better. I also like it because it's a tiny bit smaller. Gonna add a paintbrush, gonna add a paint cup, gonna add some paintings down here. This tapestry I feel like is very Rapunzel. Oh my god, this is so cute. Let's add this here. I also need to replace her chess table immediately with this one because this is literally the cutest chess table that I've ever seen. Hello? I didn't even know we had this. I would like some curtains to go on the windows so that she could have some privacy if she likes. Maybe these yellow ones. Nice pop of yellow. Gonna add a little butterfly painting. I do like the idea of a stool. I'm gonna throw it off to the side so that they can actually walk around. And maybe even I can add like a little chair over in this corner as well. Ooh, like this one here. So cute. Oh, you're so right. She needs some sort of closet. Dang it. Where's that gonna go? I guess we might be able to throw it like right here. What about if we did like some clothes that hang? Like with this guy. I'm gonna hang this little purple wardrobe. Oh, wait, that's so cute. Get some shoes. We can add stars across her ceiling. Oh, it's perfect. Oh my god, so cute. And with that, here is Rapunzel's room all complete. I think it turned out super duper cute. But with that room all complete, that means that we have completely finished Rapunzel's tiny home. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Merida. I think this one's gonna be a breeze because it's like literally one room. So to do this, we have to have the walls like all the way down, which is gonna be a little challenging, but I'm gonna try my best. To start off with the walls, I think I'm gonna make all the walls wood. And the floors, I think I want it to be either a wood or some sort of like stone. I think I'm gonna give the stone floor a try. I feel like it'll be cool. We need to wall off an area for the bathroom. So I'm gonna quickly do that. And then also, you know, duplicate the light, put it in there as well. And then we should probably add a door to that as well, right there. So this is, I think, the smallest one we've done. Maybe Pocahontas's was a bit smaller, but this one's pretty teeny tiny. Obviously, we need to be able to fit a bed in here. A single might be our best bet. Kind of want to do a green bed of some sort. This one's kind of cute. I'll put that in the corner there. I do not know how I'm going to do this. We need a kitchen and we need some sort of like living area. I think for the kitchen, we're gonna make like the teeniest, tiniest kitchen. So we'll do fridge, these cabinets, and then this little brown stove. Okay, wait, I feel like that's gonna fit well. Perfect. Okay, kitchen complete. Little bedside table. What do we got for bear stuff? I need that bear rug in here. I have it outside, but I need it in here as well. Maybe I can size it down and use it as like a rug under her bed. She also needs a little place to eat. Maybe we could put that in like the middle. You know what? To make this easier, I might move the roof over just to make it easier for us so that I could actually like see into the room. We should put some sort of window back here. What windows are we using on the front? So we'll use that back here as well. So I was thinking in the middle of the room, we could have her dining area in quotations. Ooh, this one like bolted to the floor. Perfect. Let's get some chairs. I would like some green ones if possible. Ooh, the dark green chairs are kind of a vibe, but I feel like we're mixing too many greens now. I feel like maybe these like weird sloppy put together ones. Ooh, actually, you know what? Kind of like this. Homemade, but I feel like they also they like match the counters a little. Over here, I would love a couch of some sort, just like a log. I think I'm gonna go with this one here. Doesn't look the most comfortable, but it's giving woody. I'm gonna add this little like painting above the bench. It's the arrow glyph. You know, like Merida shoots arrows. I don't know. We can add some pots hanging above the stove. We could add some upper cabinets just for storage even. Actually, maybe I don't want any. A little garbage can. I feel like instead of an overhead light, we need like wall sconces in here. Do a little oil lamp by her bed. Little candle here. Candle here. Nice. Do we have anything that's like a small bear? We can add these little bear stuffies to this bench here as an ode to her brothers. Actually, maybe the black ones would be better. Cute. I really want to add this bear picture above her bed. Feels fitting. Where's the sword that like goes on the wall? I really want to find that like two swords that go across the wall. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding them. You know what? Maybe this instead of that. Yeah. Cool. Lastly, I want to give her a little dresser of some sort. I feel like that is actually perfect. I feel like Merida wouldn't have that much clothes anyways. And I think that is going to be Merida's living room / kitchen / dining room all complete. This one's definitely bigger than Pocahontas's because I had a way easier time. Lastly, let's quickly throw us together some sort of bathroom. We have this little like outdoor indoor shower. So I think I'm going to do that. This little wooden toilet. And you know, we have a sink in the bathroom. We don't need a sink in here as well. Let's add a candle, and that's gonna be the bathroom, which means here is Merida's tiny home all complete. I think it turned out pretty cute. Let me quickly throw the roof back on. Let's move on to our next tiny home, which is going to be for Anna and Elsa. So for Anna and Elsa's tiny home, I was thinking we do common area, bathroom, and then either side over here is each of their bedrooms. Let's start with the common area. Don't know if I want to carry the outside wallpaper to the inside. It's kind of cute. Maybe we do it right here as an accent wall. As for the rest of the walls, I want to do something royal looking. Maybe something like so. And then this wall here can be like the outside. Okay, cute. And then for the floors, we just do a white wood. So what we do need is 2 doors. I think for the bathroom doors, I'm just going to have them on the inside of the bedrooms to save space for this common area since it's pretty tiny. Let's do a door right here and a door right here. Actually, I do not like those doors. I'm going to do this door instead. So this is going to be mostly thinking like a kitchen, but I would love some sort of hangout area as well. Let's try to make the kitchen on one side and then the hangout area on the other maybe, because the kitchen doesn't have to be huge. I don't think I've ever used these counters before, but I feel like they fit perfect into this build here. And then that is the stove. Yeah. Okay, cute. Kind of a weird setup, but I don't mind it. Let's keep going. And then once again, we need a little island so that we can have a sink and then some little white seats. Okay, cute. I feel like it's kind of giving like snow globe, but I feel like that's perfect. Let's move on to the living room just so that we can space it out. I would love to have some sort of fireplace. This one's cute and pretty fancy. And then maybe instead of a couch, we could do like 2 chairs in front of the fireplace here. Preferably like 1 pink chair, 1 blue chair could be kind of cool. Okay, cute. I like that rug. And I'd like some sort of like big art piece above the mantle. Preferably something with blue in it. Yes, like the parents' portrait. Is that on the gallery maybe? I don't have a picture of their parents, but I do have this picture here of them, which I feel like could be a good replacement for the picture of the parents. Yeah, that's cute. I'm gonna put this little ice sculpture on top of the mantle as well. Oh, it's perfect. Maybe a cabinet or 2 wouldn't hurt above this part of the kitchen. Cute. Let's decorate up the kitchen a little bit. We do a little snow globe, an even better snow globe. Need a little garbage can. And then I think I would like some wall sconces. I guess we'll do the same candles that we did in the Brave tiny home. And then maybe some kind of cute little chandelier above the kitchen counter here. Perfect. And I think with that, this is gonna be our Anna and Elsa living room / dining room all complete. I think I'm gonna quickly throw together the bathroom just because I know it's not gonna take us very long. Definitely want to go for a little like Jack and Jill type bathroom. Definitely want to keep it white though. Ooh, maybe some marble. Ooh, or this could be fun. Let's actually try to make a fun design with these. Okay, wait, cute. I think I just want to do like a solid blue color for the walls. Yeah, we'll do like a little double sink moment. But we also have to keep in mind that there needs to be doors on each side. So maybe shower in the middle of the room because we're not fitting 2 showers. Oh, wait. We might be able to fit 2 showers. Ooh, and then 2 sinks here. This is coming together. It's coming together so cute. 2 little mirrors, towel, towel. And then we could do just 1 toilet in the middle. Oh my God, it's perfect. Okay, I think this is gonna be the bathroom all complete. I'm really happy with it. I think it's so cutie. Finally, let's move on to the bedrooms. Let's start with Anna's. I think for this one, we're gonna have to take off the roof in order to actually be able to see what we're doing. So let's do that. For Anna's wallpaper, I'm pretty sure the wallpaper in her room is pink. So I think I'm gonna do a pink. Maybe we'll do this wallpaper, but without the high paneling. Perfect. And might as well carry that same wood from the first room into here. I think I'm gonna do this bed here. It feels a little bit more princessy to me. I sized down the canopy and I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna do that. I was trying to do something fancy. It just wasn't working out. I do think I want some sort of like lamp next to her bed though. Like so. Let's add a little ottoman at the end of the bed here. And then over on this wall, I would love to add a dresser. This one is perfect because I'm pretty sure there's a window here. Let's do a little vanity. There's one that's like, it's not an actual vanity, but it looks like one. I think it's in shelves. It is. All the vanities should be this size. No vanity should be larger than this. You can fight me on it. A little pink stool. What about this green under the bed? Ooh. Oh, wait. Okay. I think that kind of eats. And then I want something to go on this little dresser here. Maybe a statue. Not sure. Ooh, this I feel like would go perfect. And I think with a little bit of off-camera clutter, this is going to be Anna's bedroom all complete. It's pretty simple, but I think it's cutie. I like the green accents. Moving on to Elsa's side. I'm thinking we do like pretty much the same, but just kind of in blue. So same wallpaper, same paint floors, same bed, but in white, same canopy. Forgot the canopy can't be duplicated because why? I'm gonna do her canopy in like gray. Yeah, the thing about Frozen that I'm kind of realizing while doing this room is that I feel like they don't really tell us much about the girls' hobbies. Like, I don't know what they do. I have no idea. Ooh, this rug comes in white and blue as well. And I know that this white comes in a white color or even a blue maybe. We'll just do the white. And I think I want to add some sort of like painting on Elsa's wall here. You know, this picture kind of looks like it could be of Arendelle. I like the fountain like they have in that in the movie. But I think that's going to be Elsa's room all complete. Nothing too crazy. Kind of just like the blue version of Anna's room. But with that all complete, that means that our Frozen tiny home is completely finished. I really like how it turned out. It feels very royal to me. Let's finally move on. Like, I actually never thought this day would come. But finally, moving on to our last tiny home, which is going to be for Moana. For the inside of Moana's tiny home, I think I'm just going to do the same outside as the inside, the same wallpaper. For the floors, what floors come in island living? Ooh, that one's cute. This right here feels like the bed should go right in the middle here. We do need a bathroom for Moana though. I might do like a little 2-tile bathroom just to save space. Ooh, I like this little sliding door. Let's do that. What beds do we have in island living? I feel like this orange one is the obvious choice for Moana. And I think you can still get into the bathroom. I'm hoping, at least. I feel like right here is a great place for a wardrobe. I think on this wall here would be a good spot for a kitchen. An island living kitchen. I feel like that doesn't look too bad. We didn't get any counters from island living, but we do have some from Jungle Adventure that maybe might work. Ooh, wait, this is kind of cute. Let's do that. I don't know how I feel about that fridge. We could do a wood one and just call it a day. Yeah, actually, you know what? I feel like it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, sure. Let's do the tiny fridge. Put a sink in there. Cute. Let's move on to a little living room area. What couch do we have that comes with island living? Ooh. Oh, perfect. I think I would like a coffee table of some sort too. It's gonna cover the, yeah, no. We could do a little side table though, like right here. Place to eat right in the middle would be perfect. Interesting. I've never seen this dining table before. It is kind of large though. I think we need something small. Ooh, maybe this like golden glass one. Yeah, wait, it's kind of cute. We can use an island living chair still though. Wait, perfect. Ooh, I love the streakiness on this chair here. Yeah, that's cute. We could do a little bowl of fruit because we can't clutter up our counter space because it's the only counter space we've got. We could do some fish mounted on the wall though. Little life preserver, maybe over here. Yeah, that's cutie. We could add a little octopus plushie to the couch. We definitely need some ocean themed things. Definitely maybe some artwork that's ocean themed. I feel like the best way to find ocean artwork is to sort by the color blue. I feel like we have to find some sort of like ocean stuff with that. Like so. This is kind of cutie, like a little kid drawing. I like these photos. I just hate the fact that this is what the frame looks like and you can't change the frame. Ooh, this too. Actually, maybe that's better instead of that. Yeah, you throw that on the wall over here, but this looks much better here. I think I want to do a rug, but I think I want to do this white one. Maybe size it down. Oh, yeah, wait, that's cute. Adding a green crystal for the Heart of Tafiti is a great idea. I do have to search through debug to find it though, so it's gonna take me a minute. I added a little necklace here instead of a crystal because I feel like this necklace is similar-ish to the one that Moana wears. I know that it doesn't look like it, but it's similar-ish. So I thought it was like a good reference. But with that, I think this is going to be our Moana living room slash bedroom slash dining room all complete. I feel like it came together really nicely. Let's quickly throw together this bathroom. First and foremost, definitely need to change the floor. Oh, this stone works. Now, I'm not going to use the island living shower because this bathroom is far too tiny and basically requires the wall walk-in shower. And as for the toilet, I don't think we have a toilet that comes with the island. We do, but it's like a porta potty. I feel like a squat potty would, or not potty, a squat toilet would make sense. And that's going to be the bathroom. We have a sink out here. It's fine. But with that, that means that we have finished Moana's tiny home, which means we have completely finished our Disney princess tiny home build. Hi besties, present day Ryeua here to thank you for watching today's video and to provide a bit of an explanation. To answer your question, yes, this is 3 of my previous videos combined into one long compilation. You might be asking yourself, why is Ryeua reposting old content that already exists on the channel? Well, my friend and fellow content creator, Danielle Builds, put it so beautifully, so I am going to read her post. Think of reposting your own content like TV reruns. Networks don't pour time, money, and creativity into a show or commercial just to air it once. They rerun it over and over so it reaches new people at different times, different days, etc. Your content deserves the same treatment. If you worked hard on a video or a photo, don't let it live and die in one post. Wait a little bit, switch up the caption, and post it again. People are constantly cycling in and out of your audience, new followers, new viewers, new eyes. If your camera roll is full of videos you've only posted once, that's potential income, growth, and visibility. That's just collecting dust. Every repost gives your work a new shot at reaching the people it was meant for. Your work doesn't expire, it just needs another chance to be seen. I'll link Danielle's full post in the description if you'd like to go read the rest and give it a like. However, I am re-uploading this content in an attempt to reach people that haven't seen it, remind you guys who might have already watched to revisit these really cool videos I've made, and to provide you with more posts this month. Also, I'm still really proud of these tiny homes and videos, and I really like looking back on old content just to see how much I've changed. All in all, I hope you guys don't mind. This will not be replacing a regular upload. As you can see, I'm uploading it in kind of like the middle of the week. There will still be a video this weekend, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe as it really helps out my channel. Heavy on the subscribe as I am trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2026 so we can get that plaque. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. You can check out the description to find all of my links. And if you like these builds, they are on the gallery under #Ryeua or #Ryeuasim, or my gallery ID is just Ryeuasim. However, if you're in tier 2 or 3 of the Patreon, you can download this lot directly off there. Links for that will be in the description. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Bye!